Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's live. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get everything adjusted. Normally, I go on at 10 a.m., but today we had a couple of technical difficulties, and so I wasn't able to get my 10 o'clock a.m. live tarot done, and so we're doing it tonight. I'm so glad to be here. Let me light our Palo Santo and get ready for our pick card readings. So as you start to listen, what is it that you really want to hear about? What's the story? What part of your life is bringing you a headache? And what do we want the cards to comfort about tonight? So I just bless this time, bless our mutual needs, desires, curiosities, and may we all be fed a little bit of a treat tonight before we settle in and get ready to sleep. So I have a oracle deck, and I have a tarot, and I have the question cards. And everything has been shuffled and prepared. Welcome. I'm Catherine. Welcome to Fish Out of Water Tarot, where people who are shy, introverted, or maybe struggle a little bit with social anxiety will feel right at home here. So let's draw our first question. So how you play? Start off by just looking at the cards. Which card do you think you would like me to pick? Perhaps if you think about it hard enough, I'll pick that very one. Tonight, we're starting off here. And our first message, what is it you are not seeing? All right, universe, we are ready. What is it our viewers are not seeing? To personalize this, think of somebody in your mind that's been on your heart. Who would it be? Who would you like to know about? What you are not seeing? Everything's okay. Okay, so there's been a little bit of separation. There's been some anxiety about someone that you're not with. You may feel like they ghosted you. You don't understand why it is that they're not with you, and you're feeling a little bit uneasy about it. So what you're not seeing about the situation is that there's a lot of healing going on. So your person is in a position where they have to lean into their own understanding in a way they never have before. And for whatever reason, they feel they need time to simply get things done for themselves. That's what's interfering here. Yes, the Five of Wands. So there, you may be thinking it feels like games. They're toying with your feelings, and I'm telling you, they are not. They want you to know for sure. They want to reassure you, and they want you to be patient. Okay, because right now they are getting divine guidance to do some healing work. And I'll just pull one last card here. Yes, the this is the Devil card, and I like that they're mushrooms. So it makes me think that your person is really going through some profound changes, and you may indeed it may be a person who is using psychedelics for therapy because that's becoming quite popular. But I think it's a sign that it's a devilish problem for you because they've disappointed you in the past, and you're very worried about protecting yourself. But there's something going on here that is good. All right. They are kind of battling with themselves. They're really wanting to get over this because they want a significant relationship with you. All right. So, what was I thinking? There was one other thought. Hold on. Okay, affirmation that can go with this to just comfort you a little bit. You can say something like, even though I'm really uncomfortable, I'm choosing to trust they are making the best decisions for themselves. Even though I'm not sure because I am not getting as much information that I need, I choose to give them the benefit of the doubt until I get more details. Okay? Don't jump to conclusions. Okie dokie. Thank you. Thank you for your attention. If you resonate, you want to drop a comment or throw a thumbs up or a heart, for me, and that just helps us calculate how well we're doing in attracting the right audience, right? Okay, let's go on to the next question. Okay, hold your need in your mind. So many of you ask me, could I draw a card specifically for you? And you know what I find is that each issue that you think is so personal really is a common experience with people. And that's why these readings are so powerful, because every time you respond by hitting the thumbs up or the heart, you're bringing that energy together, and we are all together creating encouragement for one another. So, which of these cards shall I pick? I think I'll go for this one right here. There's two of them. Do you see that? All right, I'll bite. Let's see. Number one. Okay, I'm taking this out because it's for Taurus. So if you're Taurus, you snuck in my deck, you little bugger. Anyway, so I'm not doing signs tonight, but if you're a Taurus, this might be special for you. And for the rest of us in the collective, message from our future self. Okay, so what is your future self? Your future self is the version of yourself that you'll be in 1 year, 2 years, tomorrow. And it's true that if all you do is repeat what you did yesterday, your story's kind of stunted and you don't have um, as rich of an experience. So many authors push you to take that step, to go one more step deeper so that your tomorrow self has more pleasure, feels luckier. I mean, what if your tomorrow self felt luckier than you feel right now? That'd be worth it. I'm feeling like that's what this message is about. This is especially for people who are, quote, down on your luck, feeling like nothing ever works out right for you. And I'm going to tell you right now, your future self would want to argue with you. So let me pick Oracle, and we have time to go. Okay, transformation, completion, confirmation, exit. Okay. I love this. What this tells me immediately is that there's something about your life right now that's preventing you from having pleasure and feeling included and feeling safe. There's just something in your life right now that doesn't make sense because you want to advance. You want to cross that finish line, but something's been blocking you. So let's take a look at our tarot. And we have the star. Now, the star came out in the first reading in the same position, which is radical for me. I'm like, what? I picked this out of the center of the deck. But all of the stars here, I think if you're listening to this reading tonight, the universe is trying to get your attention. Some of what you think is not right about what's going on is very right because it's all about healing. Okay? And drawing from the center of the deck again. All right, so what we have is the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so here's the deal. Part of you radiates an extreme independence and extreme success. You're very happy with what you've achieved. And in a lot of ways, you don't need much. You're fine to be by yourself. But your future self is giving you a message that this might be holding you back from a relationship or a friendship that could be life changing for you. You've been very focused on work and projects, and in maybe even have gotten to a place where you're like, okay, now what? But what's what is that your total acceptance of your achievements, but can your future self open to learning something new? You might be the kind of person who doesn't like things, excuse me, doesn't like to do things unless they can be done perfectly. So that kind of demanding personality can stick with you and it can create a pushback from people. Let's pull our last card. Your future self wants for you to not only prosper, not only have success, but to have deep soul satisfaction and pleasure. Seven of Wands. Yes, okay. See how he's breaking out of prison? So what your future self wants you to know is that you're rigid in your demands of yourself. It's like you have a standard of behavior that's extraordinarily strict. You don't like to let yourself off the hook, but it's created success. Your future self is saying something has to go, and it is this part of you that strives and tries so hard. A little softness would do you a lot of good. So, um, you may want to go to a Tai Chi class. That I think would be wonderful. Part of you will go, well, this is not, what is this doing? But the movement and the guidance by a Tai Chi expert would be so good for balancing you so that your future self wants to use, a shoehorn, like they use a shoehorn to put your shoe on properly. Your future self wants you to fit perfectly into your next version of yourself. And so, as you soften your approach, yoga would help. Um, you may want to go to a meeting or talk to a counselor if you feel that you are frustrated by your inability to develop that softer side of yourself. Okay. If you can resonate with this, hit that thumbs up. Let me know. This was a very, very cool reading, and it may only be for one of you that's listening. Many times the cards have so much common between us, but that one felt very specific. Somebody who wants to have more love in their life, but feels, or people think they're unapproachable. Okay, our next question. Give it a little twirl. And let's pick which one, shall we? I think this one will do. And it's for Virgo. So I feel like the universe is pulling my leg because normally I don't do the, oh, good. I love it. So I'm going to pull a question card so that you guys are all included, those of you who aren't Virgos. But this blank card I love. This is truly where tarot becomes magical because there is something, and you may be a Virgo, you may be in love with a Virgo, but there has been something going on that's been so puzzling and so disconnecting that you haven't known what to do. And so the blankness of this problem is causing you may be ghosted by somebody, maybe canceled, but there's such a deep question. What is going on? So if this is you and you feel like you've been, somebody has just purposely cut you out and a Virgo is involved, this reading is for you. And so our oracle card is this law of attraction card. And what it is, it's about actions, thoughts, and feelings. So there is something going on with this. Okay, this got like abandonment energy here. And it may be somebody who loves the law of attraction. You may have a friend, somebody who's absolutely in love with the more the flaky side of life, more the ethereal side. And all I can see are these letters: I am stuck. I am stuck. So let's pull some tarot cards and see what's going on here. Do you have a friend or contact who simply you don't think their feet are on the ground? If you're a Virgo, chances are that you think some of the law of attraction or the manifesting is kind of full of shit. And so that might be what's going on here, that you're in love with someone who you think is empty headed because they like the law of attraction. That could be going on. So let me, again, I want to draw from the center of the deck. Let's pull our tarot and see. What is this blank spot? What is this being stuck? Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles, okay? And let's pull out the other. And we have the Four of Wands. Okay, so in this combination, your person is completely committed to growing something. Okay. And they say to you, everything always works out for me. Everything always works out for me. You just don't get me. Everything works out for me because that's what they're doing. However, with this Four of Wands here, you just have so much love for them and you want to be more part of their world. In fact, I would say you would like to be the focus of their world, and you're feeling like they're involved in something you don't know anything about. And then here it says, I need to change first. So I feel like you're feeling like you need to change for them. And I'm going to tell you that's never a good idea. You have to hold on to your core values, and especially when it comes to fun, what really makes you happy? What do you love to do outside of relationships? Did you know there was a study done that one of the best markers for a relationship is whether the person likes horror movies or not? That if people both like horror movies, they're more likely to be good in a relationship. That's such a bizarre statistic, but I think it was the OkCupid people or the other one of the bigger sites that did the research, and that's what they show. And so I will tell you that if I start dating someone new, guess what? In that first meeting, I'm asking them if they're a horror film fan because I'm curious. I am. I do my own research. But here we have the Empress as our final card. So I do feel that we have a beautiful energy here with your person, and you may not understand how they believe everything works out because to you it seems empty-headed. There's like, don't you see the reality? Don't you see what our life is like? But no, they don't see it because they're so disciplined and they're teaching themselves to only see the parts of life that bring them peace. They're not denying that there's ugly parts of life. They're not. They're not denying it, but they work at it. They're not done. They're not, they know it's like kind of a lifestyle where they must always choose the peaceful mindset because they know themselves well enough to know they need to do that. They do see you as a potential partner and they want that as much as you do. But there's going to have to be some meeting of the minds here. With the Empress energy and the heart of you two for each other, there's a lot of great potential here. What I would say is ask your person, I know this might be radical, but ask your person, if I were going to read a book or look at an article that would explain a little bit about why you think everything's going to work out for you, could you recommend something to me? Your person's going to freak out. They'll be delighted because then you're inviting them to share because honestly, everything always does work out. Even if you're in a, a problem, 5 years from now, trust me, you won't even remember what was happening on this day, May 8th of 2024. It'll melt away into time. Okay, so find a way to reach over the gap to your person and their beliefs. They will feel so honored by that. Okay, so there you have it. Thank you. Thank you for watching that one. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm Catherine. You're at Fish Out of Water Tarot, where I want to share as much as I know and about the cards and how the stories can really serve us. Okay, so now let me grab my question deck and I am just going to I want to be able to shuffle them for us. Okay. All right. Here's a little group I can handle. So how you play is you simply pick a card. You never know. You know, the whole thing with thoughts and talking about flakiness, but you just don't know about how the minds work in union with one another and how even there's no accidents you're sitting there tonight watching me when I'm doing these cards. And who knows if you think about a certain card and stare at it that I might pick it. Wouldn't that be interesting? You'll have to let me know if that happens. And we have what people are attracted to in you. I love that. Okay, this is a time when actually If you are an introvert and you have had a hard time being social just because you're shy, this is something that people say, well, there's nothing to like in me. There's nothing, why would someone be attracted to me? I don't have, there's nothing special about me, that type of thing. And so, with that being said, this gives us a chance to see what it is that people are attracted to in you. So, let's grab our oracle deck first. What are people attracted to when it comes to this viewer that's tuned into me right now? Why do people like them? Let's pick this one. And the point of view. Gratitude, assistance, guidance, and understanding. Okay, you have a helper's spirit, don't you? You don't like to see anybody in pain. If somebody needs a hand, you're there for them. If somebody needs help, they know they can count on you, right? Here they are, and here you are. And they always know you'll be there, okay? They're attracted to your kindness and to your helpfulness. Let's draw the cards and see what they have to say. Why people are attracted to you. Oh, yes. You might be a counselor yourself. You might be a tarot reader yourself. This definitely has the energy of a helper profession. So, what people are attracted to in you is a couple of things. First of all, they can be very vulnerable with you. They feel seen. They feel seen in their pain, and you become hypnotic to them. All right. What they also see is that you are really aware of spiritual reality energy. Okay. That you may be a Reiki practitioner where you really understand there is a flow of energy and you know for sure. And people cannot resist that in you. You also are a fast thinker. You're quick on your feet and you're quick with a snappy comment. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be shy when you get an idea. Go ahead and speak it out. Sometimes when you have a more introverted personality, you can feel so self-conscious when people laugh. You may think they're laughing at you, and that's not true at all. So shine out in what it is that you know how to do. What could be frustrating for you is that because you think so quickly, the people that you're trying to help may feel they don't get it fast enough. And that can be really frustrating for you. Okay. In fact, this perspective, like if you go like, oh my gosh, face palm plant on the forehead, right? I've tried to help this person so much, but they don't get it. They don't know how to apply what I'm teaching them. And that's the part where that can cause some friction within you because you see things so quickly. But this trust that they have to be open and vulnerable with you is a precious gift. So, the card, I'm going to pull one more for us, but this would tell you just pace it down a little bit. Realize that what you know is rare, all right? And so you don't want to freak people out by rushing them to an aha they're not ready for. Abraham Hicks, you guys know how I love Abraham, and they teach that you can't show people things that they're not ready for. So they're always talking about creating that peace of mind within your own being first. All right. You know I always recommend Michael Singer. There are lots of YouTubes with him teaching how to let go. He's such a fun man to listen to. He'll make you laugh. Okay, so our last card, we have the strength card. Yes, exactly. Just what I was thinking. You do need strength because when people tell their stories to you and they're filled with pain, there's so much vulnerability, and you're very good at being a bridge between where they are now and where they want to go. It takes a lot of strength. The main part of the strength is to keep your boundaries, okay? So that when you're helping the person, that they don't take too much of your time. You give them the counsel they're looking for, and then have the strength to become indifferent. When you're indifferent to the people that you're helping, it doesn't mean you're mean to them or uninterested. Indifferent is a beautiful energy because they have to walk their walk to find their own path. The strength that it gives you, where strength serves you, is just addressing the fact that people cannot learn as fast as you think. Can I say that again? People cannot learn as fast as you can think. Look at her hair coming out in points. She's just so frustrated because she has so much learning. Look at this card up close. All that learning that she has, and she's riding that white feather. Some of you, the white feather is very significant. I know it comes out in my readings a lot. And there's another tarot reader online, White Feather Tarot. I love her, so check her out. Anyway, this is wonderful. People are attracted to you. You have a strong call on your life to help people, and they do find that extraordinarily attractive. Okay, there's no accidents with the people that show up in your life. They're there for a reason. Oops, sorry, throwing my cards around. Okay, oops. I'm not, like I told you earlier, and I'm used to doing these lives at 10 a.m. because I want to do one live a day every day in May. That's my goal. And so this morning I had internet difficulties and I thought, oh no. But then when it came to 10 o'clock tonight, I thought, there, problem solved. Okay, let's see. Which card shall we pick for the next reading? Thank you so much for being with me tonight. I appreciate it. Let's see. And we have, what do you need to know right now? Okay, so you are out there, you are you, you know your life. Think about your problem. What is it that you need to know right now? What answer? What situations got you troubled? Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You'll see it right in the left-hand corner. There's a little thumbs up somewhere over there. And thank you for pressing it. I appreciate it. I appreciate you sharing your time with me tonight. Let's see. What do you need to know right now? Okay. The word separation is coming to me. Repeated over and over again. Separation, separation, separation. So I just wonder if there's something going on with one of you where there is a separation going on. Okay. Let's draw a card. Okay. Spirit relationship. Intuition, connection, signs, and inspiration. Okay. What you need to know right now. Okay. Spirit relationships. Okay. All right, so there is a little energy around this card about disconnection if it's reversed. And so I do feel that there is something that you do need to know right now about someone, but I don't want to say anything till I get the cards on the table this time, okay? The Chariot. Okay. And I'm sensing this one. The Emperor. Okay. What you need to know right now. I'm just going to draw our third card. This one's just sticking out here. So now if you're asking, can I draw a card for you? I'm here for private readings and you can find information in the description box, but these readings for the collective are meaningful. If you don't see your question tonight, come back tomorrow. I loved it. I love that you're here with me live. It's juicy. So our third card is the Ten of Cups. Okay, great. I'm glad I drew all three at first. So what you need to know right now is that there is a good outcome. Are you the kind of person that goes to the end of the book and reads the last chapter first? I have friends that do that just so they don't waste time reading a book if they don't like the ending. And to me personally, I don't resonate with that. I'm like, no, I wouldn't do that. But in this reading, I think it's very important what you need to know right now that there is a good outcome. So what I'm seeing with these cards, I'm going to set this here for a second, that you are being drawn into a place of asking yourself a few questions. There may have been some changes in your life that you were not expecting, and you may feel disjointed or a little confused even because something's just off right now. I will tell you that the way the planets are right now and the new moon that just happened, there I'm not an astrologer, trust me, but I do know that the energies are very stirred up. So you've taken a minute just to pause, which is good. Sometimes when you're single and you're considering dating again, the best thing you can do is just stop for a minute. If you're looking for jobs, you've been filling out application after application, 93 applications sent out today. Stop for a minute. If you don't meditate, consider it. It's not that hard. You sit in a chair, close your eyes, and breathe. I'm not kidding. You don't even try to manipulate your thoughts or anything. It's just when you close your eyes and you're awake, your brain downshifts. Your brain calms down when you simply sit straight up and breathe with your eyes closed. Most of us only do that when we're laying down to go to sleep, right? So the body does its thing and goes to sleep. But when you need to chill and just get rid of the problems that are bugging you, there's nothing that works better than closing your eyes and breathing, just even for 5 minutes. But not while you're driving, please. But anyway, the chariot in the tarot is a beautiful um, chariot wagon being led by strong, powerful animals, and it's a charge kind of energy. In this deck, it's a snail. Okay? So, and we have the Emperor card here, which is a really take charge energy. So this is kind of cockeyed, isn't it? Go slow, go fast, and then I love this deck's Emperor with those tiny people down there. There's a story called Gulliver's Travels, and it's about a man, Gulliver, who ends up in a country where all of the beings are tiny. And it's a fun story. Check it out. Wikipedia has a version of it. But these little problems are just annoying as heck. They are. They're like bugging you. They're like shooting little arrows. This is just a pressured leadership situation. So, what you need to know right now is that the person you're dealing with is under a lot of conflict. And they have these driving forces, one wanting to organize and move things forward, but another part of them is being cautious and moving slowly. So, what I think's happening is that your person is putting the relationship first. I really do. I think if you're listening to this reading and it's you, this is a person where what you need to know is your person is so into you, but they simply don't know, they're not communicating it. Okay, they're so wrapped up in whatever this conflict is, this wanting to go fast and having to slow down, whatever that is inside of them. They're being very narcissistic right now. All of us are from time to time, but they don't realize how much it's impacting you. You want a spiritual relationship, so you need to find a way to communicate. Now, there's a guy on YouTube that I enjoy so much. It's called Jimmy on Relationships, and when I'm finished with this reading, I'm going to put timestamps and my resources into comment one so you can easily find some resources and materials that will help you right away. One of them is called the Soulmate Generator. You'll see that in the comments. That's a way for you to how can I say it? What is it like? Turn the heat down on some problems in your relationship and turn the heat up on passion. I'll add that also to the first comment below so you can have that. But this is good because before you go giving up, before you go throwing in your hands, you've got to sit down and talk to this person because they care for you way more than you think. Remember, Jimmy on relationships. He's very good. Thank you for that thumbs up. I appreciate it. It helps me know that it's that we're hitting the mark. Okay, so we have time for another. Oh, it's okay. I try to make these about 30 minutes, but sometimes I just don't want to stop. Okay, let's take a look at our next card. Are you enjoying? Do you like it? I hope that you have fun here at these readings. It means a lot to me that you're spending your time here. Good grief. You have so many choices with what you could be watching right now. And the fact that you're watching this is very motivating for me and brings me such happiness. So thank you for that. Okay, which one? I think this one right here. Your future self has something to say. Now, this card, our future self has said something already, remember? So I'm going to timestamp that. I think I accidentally put that one back in here. So let's pick another. And don't be disappointed. If you wanted to hear from your future self, it's like 3 cards ago. So it's here, trust me. Okay, finances. What's up? What's next with your finances? Oh, good. I'm glad a money reading popped in. All right. So, if you want to have a personalized money reading, just hold in your mind, ask the universe, ask the universe to speak through these cards and bring you something that is satisfying and inspiring. Set that intention. Okay, here's our oracle. See what we have. Ooh, pretty. Raziel Rainbow. And it's enlightened, adaptable, soulful, and connected. Enlightened, adaptable, soulful, and connected. Okay. So it seems that you are having a, a renaissance. You know that word renaissance? It's like the Renaissance came after the Dark Ages, right? So there's been a time, a chapter is closing for you and your finances, and it's thank God, right? Thank God. There's something that has happened, and I don't sense it's like a big inheritance or a large sum of money. I sense more it's the freedom, the understanding of money. Like suddenly you have gotten an aha about money that you're like, what? It's such a shock that no one ever told you that before, that something is possible and you are ready for a new day. Look at this angel. I mean, just gorgeous, right? Look at that angel carrying the light. And so it reminds me of the star card and the Hermit card in the tarot. Both of them are about, well, the Star card's about healing and putting things back together, and the Hermit's about taking time away and studying. So I do get that sensation that you have turned a corner with your concept about money. Can you relate? If you can, hit that thumbs up. Let me know. So let's draw our tarot and let's get some clarity on this. What is this shift that's going on when it comes to money for you? And maybe you did just win a big sum of money, and that's where all of this enlightenment's coming from. But I'm sensing it's deeper than that. Okay, and we have our Seven of Cups. That makes perfect sense. Okay, and the King of Pentacles is the money card. Ding, ding, ding. I should have one of those whistles that you can blow. Zzz. I will. I should get a train whistle or something because this is a great combination. It really is. So, for somebody watching the call, if you wish for this, let's say you're wishing for it, where you're like, gosh, I would love to turn a corner and have more. I just like to know how money works. I'd like to understand why I'm always scared. I'd like to understand how people can organize their money. Often they don't teach that in school. In fact, I've never known anybody that's been taught about it. But there's some really good material out there, and I can give you 2 resources right off the bat. One of them is Lynn Richardson. She wrote a little booklet called From Paycheck to Monday, because her story is that she was making 6 figures and she was still broke. And she's on YouTube. You can look her up, Lynn Richardson. And she said, broke is when you spend more than you have. So it could happen if you have $5,000 a month income or $205,000 a month income. If you spend more than you make, you're going to have some suffering. So check out Lynn Richardson. And then there's another YouTuber called The Budget Girl. She's also a good educator. Okay. So I'm just going to pull the third card here so I can just get the full picture before I tell the tarot story. And the King of Wands. Okay. So we have 2 kings here, which is very significant because this is I have so much to say. Okay, Catherine, take a breath. Ah, grab a glass of water. Don't be noisy when you drink. The wands are the suit of manifesting. They're the suit of fiery passion. Notice and notice. Oh, the fiery passion, we got the fire. And also in our angel, we have fire. So this is a, the top of the manifesting heap. Okay, this is a person with skill that understands the power of how you talk about money and manifesting about money, but also the education. So I really do feel that if you this is not you, it's worth the steps to get educated. This is such a promise. This angel that is all about enlightenment and adaptability. Many people need to financial enlightenment and they need to have enough education to know how to maximize their experience. I like to talk about manifesting financial well being. I think that that feels good to me. I love the idea of well being in, as a general rule, following Abraham Hicks and having a sense of peace within my being. So if I have peace about my finances, I know I'm on the right track. So the King of Pentacles is the king of the the money suit. Okay. And so in this particular depiction, we see a female and a male. And in the tarot, it doesn't matter about the genders, it's the energy. But again, the King of Pentacles is a master at money. And so, what's next in your finances is an opportunity to make some choices. Okay. Your choices are around what you love, and you look at her, and the stars have come. Almost every reading has had some kind of a star reference. In the cups, the Seven of Cups is about making choices. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. There's some things going on right now around your money, the way you spend. There's some things that you're purchasing right now that you don't really want. And then you say to me, now, Catherine, why in the world would I buy something I don't want? I was just with somebody the other day. They were telling a story about being at a concert. They went down to get a drink. They bought a drink they knew they wouldn't like. They said, I know I don't. And they got back to their seat. They didn't drink a drop of it. And they look at me and say, why did I buy that drink? Why do we spend money on stuff we don't need? So, part of your financial well being and getting that peace of mind is just making a list. Make a list of all your monthly bills, for example, and see which ones are adaptable. How can you downgrade? Do you need to have the finest of this? Is your car payment higher than your rent? You know what I'm saying. So this is about making intelligent choices. This is a very positive reading. It does depend on mastery. So the mastery that you're looking for is around your education about money. So Lynn Richardson, check her out on YouTube. She tells the story of how she was broke making six figures. Yes, it's true. She's wonderful. And then also, I would definitely check out the Budget Girl also, and get yourself some education about money because you have all the potential in the world to kill it. Got it? If you want to this is a real good time for a private reading. So some of these, I invite you to, the information's in the contact box or the description box, because sometimes you'll hear parts of this and think, well, yeah, that sounds exactly like me. What should I do next? And I'm happy to draw cards for you. That's where you'd end up drawing 10 or 20 cards, right? Get a lot more information. Okay, let's do one more. So what is it you would like to know about tonight? Which life area? Okay, so you pick a card. Thank you for being here and playing with me. This one. Okay, for viewers who want their ex back. Now, the first thing I would say is, why would you want that? But I know that some people get their ex back. As a matter of fact, I have a very dear family member who was divorced for 3 years, and lo and behold, they came back together. And they've been back together for over 10 years, right? So sometimes when you want your ex back, it is possible. But I will guarantee you this, if you all start again, it will be new. you will need something new from the person. It's not like you can pick up where you left off, and you wouldn't want to, because an X is an X for a reason. So I do this reading kind of against my own will, but then I have to think of my dear family member who they reconciled when nobody thought it would happen, and now they're making it work. So I hope that's you wanting your ex back. Let's draw our, I'll take it right off the top. Open your heart to love. Okay. What does this mean? What is it this card is telling us? Vulnerability, forgiveness, allowing, and community. Okay. Do you really want them back? Seriously? Is there somebody on this call who everybody in your family thinks you should have them back, but you don't want them back? That's important. But with this reading, though, I feel that you have a chance here, that you're sincere, but you don't know how to open the door. Here, see how the key's just hanging on the door? So let's just draw the tarot here. I have an idea about where this reading's going, but I just want to let the tarot speak to us first. Okay. Okay, we have that Star card. And we have the Chariot. Okay. All right, so here's what I think is going on. There is some things in you that are still hurting. You see how flaming that heart is? It's sore. Okay? And I see like this red star is just touching this star card. So as much as you are the one that really wants this to start again, you need to do a tiny bit of work to change your mood about your ex. There's, in fact, I have the perfect tool. I'm going to put it into the comments box right after this reading. It's called the Soulmate Generator. And when you use it, it gives you a chance to audit yourself. And how I mean that is write a list of all the things that your ex did or said that hurt your feelings. Okay. And as you do that, you're going to feel emotion in your heart for sure. But I'm not going to ask you to write that list on paper. The Soulmate Generator is a place where you can write your story in a place that will transform it and turn it into positive energy for manifesting. It's very cool how it works. So please do come back, visit, hit that first comment, and I'll have that resource in there. And or you could leave me a comment and let me know you want more information. I'm happy to share, because this Seven of Cups means that you do have things that are still in your experience, memories, things that were said and done that sting. And so you're kind of all over the map. Like with this woman, like which one does she want to point to? Where should I go next? And so you have kind of this random energy, and also moving slowly, right? Part of you wants it now, but it's so important that you do the work of removing any heartbreak that's there, because when they come back, you want to be a clean slate. The Soulmate Generator will help you for sure. Tapping can help. um, Reiki can help, and sometimes just having a session or two of a counselor might be helpful if you feel that you are afraid to take them back, that you sense it won't last, and I'm nervous about it, because I feel like there's a chance. And I feel like the universe wants you to open your heart to love again, but not foolishly. And it might just be that you need a few communication tools to kick it into gear. Uh, a friend of mine was telling me, and we were just talking about relationships and intimacy and what have you. And she told me that she made a huge purchase for her family without talking to her husband. They got married later in life, so she's used to doing things on her own. And she never thought he would be upset that she did that. but there was woundedness, there was hurt feelings about it because they've had a big fight. And so the memory of being in that fight might be part of your energy right now. That the ending of your relationship before they became an ex, that's what we're after. So taking those pieces of your story and journal it, write it out on paper. If you don't have time to check back with my tools, if you simply make a list of the disappointments of your ex and then write on it, I let you go. Just write on it. You don't have to tell them, but just do it for yourself. And then grab a flame, do it in a safe spot, and burn that paper. That also really helps to remove the energy that would be in the way. See how the key is hanging from the doorknob? It wants to be used, doesn't it? And here is our final card, and it's the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of you're more ready than you think you are. Okay? You're more ready than you think you are. Take that in, take a breath. There's another, card is reminding me, I think it's a Bible scripture actually, that says a cord of three strands is not easily broken. Do any of you guys know? But I'm reminded of that with this. So remember that as you and your ex do consider coming back together, a cord of three strands is not easily broken. So you're one strand and they're another. What's the third? Is it possible that there's a spiritual angle that needs to be empowered? Will that guide you guys into a more lasting situation? It just might. Okay. But remember, you want to be able to start. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the third strand is the new story. Ooh, I like that. I like that lots better. Because the truth is, if you come together again, you will need a new story because your old story didn't work out. How do I know that? Because he's an ex, right? Or she. But if you bring the new story and talk about your person differently, you have a real chance of putting this back together. Okay? Keep that in mind. And do let me know. I would love to hear in the comments below if you have, if this resonates with you. Okay? So I'm going to do one more card. Thank you very much for being here. It's Catherine, Fish Out of Water Tarot. I am delighted to entertain you with these readings this evening. If you're somebody who likes pick a card readings, be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe, of course. I always forget to ask that. But I would love to have you in my audience. I'd love to have you be notified every time that I go live. So hit the bell and all that stuff they tell you to do. And let's draw ourselves one more card tonight for our daily pick a card. Okay. Eeny, meeny. Which one? Ooh, I like this one. Okay, for viewers looking for work. Now, this can be a couple of things because you may have a job and you just don't like it. You may be under challenged at your current position. You may want to pick up a gig. You might be a comedian, a comic. You might be a magician. You might love to busk, go out on the streets and use your craft for money. There's so many different energies connecting for looking for work. All right. And we are in a time and space when it's always good to have more than one stream of income. There's always gig work available right now. I have a good buddy of mine who just started, well, actually, she's been doing it for a while. She's working as a dog walker and a house sitter for when dog owners go on vacation. And she's killing it. She's having a ball. She loves dogs and she's making what she needs to make right now on her way up. And some of the jobs you take, they're not your forever jobs. They're what we call bridge jobs, where they just get that income coming in so that you can relax and work on the things you really want to, right? So let's draw. We're looking for work here. Let's draw an oracle. And we have divine magic. Wow. Well, that's kind of encouraging, right? and it says wishes, goals, dreams, and accomplishments. And the reverse side is about doubt and pessimism and greed. So this is interesting. Look at that rainbow. So what do we have? Everything coming at the end of the rainbow. The rainbow comes after a storm. So I would say it looks to me that this reminds me of the last reading, because many times when you're looking for work, the energy around it is connected to past failures at work. And by I mean failures, I don't mean you failing. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that the combination didn't work. It was the collaboration didn't work. It was not a good fit, nobody's fault. But if you're holding any hard feelings towards any of your past work situations, it's a wonderful idea to detach from those. In the comments below, I'm going to post in the first comment the money machine, which is it's just a journaling device online that allows you to make complaints. You want to complain about every lousy boss, every person that cheated you, every person that put their name on your work, every person that took all the good shifts and left you none of them. You really want to acknowledge the hurt feelings you have about that. There's no such thing as being too negative at this, because this is holding your energy down. The weight of how your jobs have been unfair in the past are preventing you from getting to where you want to get. So I highly recommend, and again, you can, if you were listening in on the last reading, it's a very simple process, because you can also get just a piece of paper and just write down real quick stream of consciousness, bosses, coworkers, colleagues, anything that you had uncomfortable situations with, and write them down. Just write their first name. Any places that you worked that when you think about it, it makes you cringe, right? Write them down, and then crunch up the paper. Oh no, I forgot. At the bottom, say, I let you go. I want to move forward in peace. That's it. And then burn it with or shred it, but you want to get rid of your list. The money machine that I'm going to give you the link, it'll do it for you. But it's a wonderful way to create a split where you're like, okay, that was then, this is now. I'm not going to carry those feelings with me into the future, because we're all flawed. I mean, humans are flawed beings. And if you think, I love Marcus Aurelius was a person who was alive in the year zero or somewhere around there. And he's a philosopher, and he says that there's a story where somebody came up to him and said, "Excuse me, Professor Aurelius, or whatever they called him, but I have a person at work at my job. He's just such an a-hole. I mean, it's terrible, and I don't know what to do, and I need your advice." And Marcus Aurelius turned to him and said, and you can tell this is Catherine's version, but turned to him and said, "And what makes you think you should be the only human being on the planet to not have a-holes in your life?" What a great answer, right? So that's the whole idea of acceptance of people's flaws and making the best of it. Having a sense of humor, learning how to heckle and be heckled back, roast people more, bring humor into difficult situations generally. But let's see, let's pull cards. You don't want to hear Catherine's thinking. Let's pull the cards. And we have the Emperor card. Okay, so that is interesting, because this is like a boss card, right? The Emperor is in charge of everything. So, but I'm questioning here. Okay, let me pull the rest of the cards before I do the read. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, good news. Good news. Excellent. Sitting on top of the world. Got that boss card. Okay, and our third card, we have the Death card. Okay, so there's a need for you. I think that what the advice I already gave about cleansing or discarding or evaluating the past work situations, just doing an audit, write down, collect your thoughts. Don't avoid the fact that some people treated you badly. You want to put an end to resentment. You want to put an end to being, what's a good word, like besides resentment. Let me just think. Oh, oh, thank you, universe. The word is contempt. Okay. Contempt is such a tough energy. Nobody feels comfortable being treated with contempt. So sometimes in your previous work, they may have treated you so unfairly that you have contempt for them. Now there's an app, it's called Word Hippo. I love Word Hippo because it's a thesaurus. It helps you pick different words. And so you might take a peek at the word contempt and just see if you can pick a softer word to use, because you were not treated fairly, let's face it. But you cannot carry forward that resentment. I'm not a preacher. I'm not. But I tell you true that if you hold hard feelings, people can feel it on you. And when you go in for another interview, they'll sense it when they question you. Okay. So you definitely want to do your best to detach from your past pain with work. And those of you, if we were not here early in this part of the reading, I will say that I suggested taking a piece of paper and oh, this is such a beautiful reading. Take a piece of paper and write the names and places where you worked that were uncomfortable. And to make it deeper, you can scale them on a scale of 1 to 10. How disappointing was it to work at that place? And let your feelings come up. Write them out. Write them out however you want, however's comfortable, and then either burn the paper, crush it, and dispose of it, because that will be a symbol to the universe. Oh, I forgot at the bottom, put, I let this go, I choose to move forward. The reason to do this is because we have these two cards. So at first, I thought that the Emperor kind of, that was what made me think about bosses that were not good bosses, and that part of you doesn't know kind of what the energy about that, like you don't want to work for something like that again. Writing the negatives will help you for sure. Cut off the minutia. You don't need to micromanage. You just need to find a place where you're being supported and doing work that you are good at. The Ten of Pentacles is definitely a wish fulfillment. It's got the, the longevity. So I've longevity with the older, and also the family underneath. So it does look like your next position is going to be sustainable. However, you're going to glue that into place by doing some work on the hurt feelings you have from the past. I do tapping with people. I'm happy to refer you to somebody who could help you if you want to reach out to me. My email address is always in the description box, because I want for you to go forward and have the kind of success that you deserve. Okay. And the people in the past may have treated you badly, but that was the past and this is now. And you're very, very good at what you do. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Like I said, I'm trying to go live every day in May. And my internet was off this morning and I'm back tonight, but normally I'm 10 o'clock in the morning. So perhaps I'll see you tomorrow. But thank you so much for coming to these readings. I'm going to put the timestamps in for you. So if you want to come back and review, you may. And I'm just so glad that I have you as part of my tarot family. So go forth and prosper. Have a beautiful rest of your evening, and I'll see you at the next reading. Bye.